All right, let's take a look at the new vector database feature. So in this example, I'm going to show it's using vector databases to add a long-term memory to your AI agent, but you can use this vector database integration to do all sorts of features. It's really, really powerful. You can use it to query databases about other users, about potential points of interest like restaurants or shops. It's really, really flexible. But in this case, we're going to look at the application of that long-term memory for an AI agent. So the way this works is that we go through the workflow in the AI agent from top to bottom. So from the very, very top, we define one variable which your application can send along to this AI agent, and that's just user ID. So that's what will be included. That's how you will identify the user in your application. Then we perform a lookup to see if there's any relevant information from any past chats. So what we do is that we send the most recent message and then query that against the vectors in the table that we use, which is just the conversational data here. And then we filter it to conversations that are relevant to our user ID. And then asynchronously, we summarize the existing conversation and save that to the vector database using the same user ID here. So you can see that we're saving it to the chat ID of the conversation. So this happens asynchronously. And so that all we have to do is fetch the data from the back end, and then we can respond to the user with that. That's a lot of breadth to describe something that is not actually that complicated at the end of the day. So let's take a quick preview of how it looks. So when we run this here, we're going to see the variables that we have. We can see user ID, test 1, 2, 3, 4. So you can imagine, again, this will be set in code when you're consuming it, but this is just a quick example. So we can do something like test mammal. Why not? This will be our person. So you can say, wow, I had a great day. I got a red dog yesterday. Okay, so that's a weird message to send to your coach, but now you can see how this actually works, right? So it checks through the database, and then in that case, there's not going to be anything, right? So this is just empty because nothing has been queried. And then in the background, this summarization and save of the summarization has happened. So this is what's actually getting saved, which is cool, right? So the person is excitedly sharing that they had a great day and revealed they got a red dog the previous day. Hilarious. So I can say more in this conversation, but I don't have to. I can say like, yeah, it was so good I didn't even mind it was raining. Exact same thing will happen. Great. Super cool, super cool. It will now summarize the whole conversation. Conversation reflects user excitement and happiness about getting a new red dog, which is so great they didn't mind the rain. Hilarious. But now, if we exit this interaction and start a new interaction, all right, what's happening behind the scenes is a new chat ID will be generated. So if we keep the user ID the same, now we want to be able to have a conversation that will involve previous information from a previous chat. We can say like, oh no, today was so bad. Is every day when it rains so bad? Really stupid example, but good enough. Right? So it's super cool, right? This is really, really cool. So I'm really sorry to hear that you had a tough day. It's interesting that you mentioned rain being connected to a bad day. Remember how just the other day when you got your new red dog, the rain didn't bother you at all. So that information is not in this exchange, but since it's been saved to the database, and the database was actually queried because it had enough similarity to the vector of the new message that we had, that was put into that was queried, and then that information was put into this respond prompt. So this is the actual record that was input into the prompt, and then saved. And then we saved the summary of this interaction for use in the next the next interaction, right? So that chat ID is the magical thing behind the scenes that allows us to save every chat interaction as its own individual document. So super quick overview, super basic example, but I hope that gives you guys a place to start and a great place to start building awesome applications.